Charlotte, would you like to just say hello and introduce yourself? Let us know what you do.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlotte and I live in London. I've been teaching yoga for the last 5 years, but as a result of doing this amazing program, I'm now transitioning out of that. And I'm looking to retrain actually. So there's a lot of amazing life change going on. And I turn 50 in a few weeks. And yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to do the midlife method as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so let's start at the beginning. What challenges were you experiencing that made you decide that the midlife method was for you?
Wow. Well, I mean, this is the beautiful part of the story. So I've been practicing yoga for over 20 years, and I found that my body was not the way I wanted it to be. My weight was fluctuating. The physical practices that I've been doing were not giving me any results or any feelings of confidence anymore that I wanted. And my weight was up and down. I was really, really unhappy in my body. And I thought there is no way that I want to celebrate my 50th birthday feeling and looking the way that I did, actually. I couldn't fit into my clothes. I hadn't bought trousers or jeans for a really long time. I was constantly, actually, I've been thinking about this. I looked in the mirror much more then than I do now. I was obsessed with the fact that I didn't like my legs, I didn't like my shape, whatever I put on didn't look good, I didn't feel good. My confidence wasn't great. My life felt really stuck, actually.
Yeah.
And through knowing you and James and seeing your amazing work online and connecting with you that way, and also personally, it really spoke to me as something that was really inspiring, something different, something fresh. You were getting amazing results with people. It was real, it was accessible. And I remember doing one of your oh God, Claire, which
Free course, the free 4-day hormone course.
that's right. And it was just such a light bulb moment for me, doing the little HIIT workout and a little resistance workout here with the water bottles.
Yeah.
And my body liked it. I loved the inspiration, the confidence practices, the mindfulness around it as well, just like the whole package.
Yeah.
And that was it. I remember us having a conversation, and that was it for me. It was a massive yes. Yeah.
And I hope you don't mind me sharing this actually,
No.
but it's really important to know that I'm not saying it's an easy decision for anyone, right? But it's not like you had the surplus cash just lying around. Like you had to sacrifice lots of other things in order to invest this money in yourself. I think it's really important to say.
I think it's important to say that still happens now. This is the thing that I put the most focus on. This comes first, and then the rest of my life revolves around that. And I've always found the money to do this, Claire. And as you said, because my life has transitioned and it's meant that there's been a fluctuation of finance, I always find the money to do this program, always.
And why do you think that is? Why have you prioritized it above anything else?
Because I know that this is the central core of where my life is going to grow. And as long as I keep putting myself first and my health first and this program first and working at the level of I come first, I'm worth this, then anything else I do or create has also got to be at that level.
And I think energetically, this is what a lot of people, and understandably, a lot of people don't always necessarily put first. But once we do position ourselves as really, really important and worthy of this, energetically, we start attracting. When we say you know, my health is my wealth. It's the most important thing, right? Once I've got that in position and in place, and I'm taking control of that, energetically, other things start to fall into place.
Yeah, they do. I think there's one thing as well I think it's important, because I don't have health conditions, but in the first lockdown, and you know about this, I got this xanthelasma, which is a little fatty deposit that came up on my eye. And I remember thinking, wow, what is that? And I had a conversation with somebody who also would get these, and said, well, actually it can be a sign of high cholesterol. So at that point, my weight wasn't great, and I'd been emotionally eating and not taking good care of myself. And when I was able to get a cholesterol test after the lockdown, my cholesterol wasn't massively high, but I was not okay. I was not okay. It was, my body was already giving me signs that something was really out of balance, actually. So there was the outer and all of the other stuff we talked about, but there was something inside. I could feel it. I think we know our own bodies.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And
absolutely. And why? Obviously, you mentioned your 50th, which is coming up, which is really exciting.
yeah,
But why now as well, Charlotte? Like, what? Well, it's obviously been, when we're talking to Charlotte. Charlotte did like an initial 8 weeks with us, and now there's an opportunity to kind of carry on with us. We love that the majority of clients stay in our world and maintain their progress with us. So Charlotte's now on like week
24.
24,
Yeah.
and still is finding the prioritization of her time, energy, and money in this, which is amazing. But like, why now? Because that was back in July, right? Why then? Why then did you were like, I've got to do this?
Well, I think the turning 50, it's funny the word now, because I think turning 50, if I think of a word for turning 50, it's now. It's now.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got to do it now. And also I want to live a life that's really whole. And there is something about turning this age, feeling like I've learned a lot of lessons. I mean, look, that never stops really. But I want to apply all of that now. And this program really helps that to happen, because I've got the confidence, the empowerment. I've stripped away the layers of comfort eating that I had, to be clearer, I guess. Yeah. It is
so
about,
we cut out,
yeah.
We cut out slightly there, and you said the program, we got you to the point where you said this program, I presume, what were you saying? The program had given you something?
Yeah, it's given, well, I mean, God, like we could do just a whole call on that, I guess, what it's given me. But the confidence, the self-worth, the empowerment, the clarity, because for me, as an emotional eater, I know a lot of us are emotional eaters, comfort eaters, because that's been stripped back now and there's more balance. I'm not hiding anymore, as in there's no shame, there's no not listening to the deep desire, there's no ignoring what's real. It's a reality, it's a real reality check. And yeah,
and it's so beautiful to hear you say that. I mean, it's so overwhelming, because I'm always so touched by everyone's stories. But what would you say it was, if you could pinpoint some of the areas of the program that gave you that confidence, that gave you that ability to stop comfort eating and create more balance, that gave you that opportunity to release some of the shame? What would you say what was it about the program that allowed you to do that?
What I'd say about this, and is amazing, is it's a multi-layered process. So you're not just doing the workouts, which are amazing, but there is the mindfulness practice. So every day in the morning, I do my gratitude practice. I set an intention. I set an affirmation for the day. And then in the evening, I go back and I do the gratitude practice. I have 3 things that have gone well, and it's a lovely, peaceful thought to go to sleep with. So you're not just looking at your body, which of course is important, and dealing with that. You're looking at the mindset, the spiritual side. what's brought you here, where you want to go, why do I want to do that? So it's multi-layered, Claire, and I think that's why it's been so powerful. There were the amazing coaching sessions with you as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the beginning, there was, I had to be accountable to what I was eating, so that you can't hide. You can't hide. And I didn't want to hide. It's good to be told, okay, this is a great meal, or do it this way, or, whatever.
Yeah. And did you find it was helpful that it all was in the app basically?
I was about to say the app is amazing, and even though, of course, the way that we're working now, I'm not recording my food, but I still record everything that I do on that app, and it keeps me accountable every single day. Even on days off, I'm still recording my breakfast and my.
Yeah, and that's amazing, right? Because it's got you into a habit. So obviously we're checking your food right at the beginning and giving you feedback on the food, and we're checking what you're up to. But then the fact that you've continued that habit, and the app allows you to carry on doing that.
Totally. Yeah, it's accessible. So I've had a lot of family commitments over the last couple of years, which was also part of where I got into a difficult place. But I take my phone with me, I've taken my bands with me, I've got weights at the families, and I've carried this on even when I've gone away. So you
do it all at home, right? You've just got some kettlebells, bands, and everything's at home, which is like 98% of our clients.
Yeah, that's it. And it's really doable at home. Yeah.
And the element of community as well, like Charlotte, I have to say, is one of, if any of our other clients are watching this, I know you'll all back me up on this. Charlotte, I'll get really emotional. Charlotte is one of the most inspirational people inside our group. So inside our private Facebook group from the Midlife Method, and on our group coaching calls, like, your energy and your light is so amazing. But I know you found those very helpful as accountability check-ins, right, with other people on the same journey.
Yeah, so you've got the Midlife Method page, and then after the workout, we all go on there and put our little selfies and say good morning, and that's amazing. We say morning, and we're boosting each other up. So you've got that community, and then of course there's the Midlife community as well, that page, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you run these calls every 2 weeks, and I come as, when I can, and it's a lovely way for us all to connect, and you get us to check in, and also that's a great way to stay accountable. And we're all in this together, it's everybody's got a different story,
I know. So I'm going to do a drum roll here. Give us your stats, because obviously, like all the spiritual stuff and the fact that you've made such massive life decisions. One of the things I need to say as well, Charlotte's put massive boundaries down in her life as well, which is really powerful. Like, I can see a completely different Charlotte, like really powerful Charlotte. But the physical results are off the scale. Like, I mean, off the scale. Can you talk about, you said you've got them there.
Yeah, so I mean, our first measurements were on the 22nd of July, and I was 13 stone 8 when we did that. My body fat was at 44.1. It was high, actually. For me, that for me was the emotional moment of knowing that something inside wasn't right. My metabolic age was 64. My muscle was pretty good, I think. It was 44. I can't remember what VF means, Claire, but it was
visceral fat.
Yeah, that was 9.5%. So it was also really high. But really quickly, and it is, and I've read other people say this in the community, so this is not just me, but it happens really quickly. Something begins to shift, and I've got the 18th of August was the 17 days in.
17 days in, that was nuts. Give us 17 days in.
I'd lost 4 kilos. Yeah, 4 kilos. My body fat had gone down to 41.3. My visceral fat had gone down to 8.5. Yeah. It was like phenomenal, a massive shift.
And that skirt that I always show off the photo didn't do up, and then it did in 17 days. That skirt did up.
Yeah, and actually now that skirt's probably too big for me. So, you know, and that's the amazing thing. Everything I own fits. I can now go into a shop, and I know I've said this on a group call, and know that I can buy whatever I want. And as I said, I look in the mirror less. Like this morning,
How does that feel? How does that feel? Like you can go into a shop now and buy anything you want?
it's incredible. It really is incredible. And it's not just about the aesthetics. It's the I feel so confident, so empowered, so feminine. Actually, I think it's really important to talk about this. It's the level of sexiness, of femininity, of female power as well that you get from this, and is off the chart. Actually, it really is. It's been and is an amazing journey, because I'm still on it. And
then what were your results at the end? Have you got the ones at the end of 8 weeks?
Yeah, so that was on the 1st of September, I think. So my weight had gone down to 77.9 kilos. The body fat was 37.5%. So the beginning, it was 44.1%.
It was what? Say that again. So at the beginning,
it was 44.1%
body fat.
Yeah, and it had gone down on the 1st of September. So that's like, I mean, it's barely any time at all. 37.5%.
And what did your metabolic age go down to?
It went down to 58. Yeah.
In just that time.
In just that time.
From 60 what?
64. And the visceral fat had gone down to 7.5 from 9.5. Yeah.
Well, I know we ended up working out, because obviously kilos and stone and everything like that. I know we ended up working out that within 8 weeks you'd just lost just over.
And I'd lost 1.5 inches from my waist. Yeah. That was the thing. Yeah.
And then you went out and got those jeans.
I went out and got the jeans, and I was a size 12, and I wanted to be a size 10, and I am now. It's, yeah.
What were you when we first started?
A size, I was a 12, but it was a very it was a tight 12, I'd say. Yeah.
And obviously your shoulders will change shape, and
I mean, just
abs. You've got abs. You've actually got abs.
I know. I've got abs.
All those awful ab exercises that make you do. No, they're not awful, honestly.
No, they're not. And that's the thing. Like, it's really important to say this. None of it is. Of course, look, we're in winter, and to get up and it's dark, and you've got to dig a bit deeper some mornings. I think that's probably the same for everybody. But it's not awful, and it's so doable. All of it. And you know, as we said, I'm doing it at home. So I do it at home, then I have a shower, then that's it. The day's off, you know.
It's a fine start.
It's off to a fine start.
What would you say, just my last question to you, I suppose, is what would you say to anyone that actually resonates with your story, which was feeling disconnected? I know that word disconnected, we haven't necessarily used it, but I know it's a word we used a lot together, like disconnected. Not sexy, not confident, not feeling feminine. Like not living the life that they know they deserve, right? If anyone's resonating with that, what would you say to them?
Oh God, just do this. And you, I mean, I've been working with you, Claire, one-to-one, but I know that you and James work together. So you will get the best support. This is like the best thing I've ever done. And don't be afraid to change your life. Don't be afraid to take the steps. You are there to hold people. If you're worried about the money will happen, and just take the risk. It's the best jumping thing you'll ever do. And I can't believe, as I've said, I've looked back through the app, that I was doing little water bottle workouts and little hits, and now I'm lifting heavy kettlebells and doing big hit workouts, and that's in 6 months. And my life
progressing you all the time. That's a really important thing to say. You know, like we progress you all the time. It's not like you just get to 8 weeks. Like we're making it harder and harder, so you keep on getting the amazing results and start feeling like you're achieving something every single workout you do.
Yeah, and it's not about the money. It's about putting yourself first. And I would say to anybody, your life will drop in around this choice, and if you choose to do this, it will be the best thing you've ever done. Honestly, it's incredible. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. Get emotional. I'm so grateful for being trusted by you to for James and I to take you through the processes, and it's such a beautiful blessing that I get to see this. I know this is really cheesy, but this kind of like unbelievable, she's always been in there because but this unbelievable sexy, powerful, feminine woman just like rise. And I know it's only just the beginning, because I know there's some of the decisions you've made around your career and your family and everything, and this is just the beginning, and I'm so honored to witness it.
And it's you create such a supportive, accessible, amazing, empowered program, and however anybody chooses to do it, it's amazing. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough.
Thank you, darling. Right, I am going to try and get myself off of live on Facebook now. Stop. I think that has, yeah, it's stopped. Amazing. And I'll stop the